And welcome to the Moosejaw RC Hour. We are back, episode 99. Sorry for the hiatus. Life gets in the way, but life is kind of normal. We'll see about that. Um, Say hello in the chats. Say where you're from. What are you tinkering on? What have you been up to? Because I don't know. I don't know if I've been up to stuff. Like I said, life's getting out in the way, but we're going to try to make time for this. We do have a guest today. We have West Desert Wheeler, but I might have to resend him the code because I kind of messed up on something here. I think he might be here. We don't know. But we see that. So thank you for joining the chat. And I got thinking it works because I did see Phoenix in the chat early on and I see my comments. So hopefully this does work. Other than that, folks, thank you for joining the Moosejaw RC Hour. Tap like, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And also want to say thank you to everybody who's been encouraging me to bring back the Moosejaw RC Hour. We're here. That really helped push me to where I am. I'd like to thank my friend Phoenix for dealing with my technical issues, helping out with that, and hopefully everything's worked. When I had Logan on, I can hear him, and that was the key thing. So, without further ado, folks, let's see if he's here. He is here. All right, good.
Yeah, I hadn't
I
lost you. I could see and hear you. So
I was almost nervous because the way this works, it's like it was titled another show and wasn't what I put in schedule wise. So, anyways, so everybody say hello to Logan. Logan, thank you for joining the Moose RC Hour. This is our first time doing this with a guest and trying to. Well, I explained to you. What I'm trying to do is in my little small venue of YouTube is highlight RC enthusiasts, people with products, people with cool Instagrams, I think, and YouTube channels. And I think you have all three.
well, cool. I appreciate that you think that. So I
Oh, I
try.
know. I think that. So, first thing off, we'll start off. What RC mail scale mail stuff do you have? Anything new you got that you're happy to
Uh,
show off? If
so
not,
let's see here. Nothing super recent. I have stuff in the mail currently. So through the holidays and stuff, obviously the shipping gets a little delayed and whatnot. But I've got an order inbound from Deluxe. I've got a new transmission on the way, as well as a fancy new brushless motor. It just hasn't showed up yet, unfortunately.
that's the thing about me moving to the desert of Nevada and about 3, 4 hours away from a hobby store. I mean, I used to be in Sacramento and
Mhm.
I was like 4 minutes away. Now I'm dependent. So you're no local hobby store for you too as well, or you just kind of
I I do have one. Yep. So down in St.
see?
George, there's a hobby shop there called Sky RC, and they've helped me out a ton. So typically, I don't order stuff as best I can, and Cody carries a ton of awesome products for crawlers and whatnot. So fortunately, with we have such a great crawling community there, he keeps a really awesome array of stuff that I like in stock. So that helps out.
That's nice. I do miss that. Plus, I miss working there for a discount. That always worked too, but that's another story. Um, where's your latest project? What latest
Latest
project you
product,
have?
it's just off screen here actually. Um, so I had gotten a Vanquish optic kit a long time ago, and when it showed up, it came with a rear steer axle as well. So this truck started as I hoarded away the old drag axle, and it turned into a spare parts build, which is this guy.
Oh, there
So
you
it's
go.
got Vanquish H10 steer axle on the front, and then the old kit drag axle on the back. This is the guy
Wow.
I'm waiting for the transmission on, but this is a Rock Pirates Rum Runner chassis, so very aggressive chassis design, forward skid, super
Oh,
angled, all that
yeah.
craziness.
Wow.
And it's going to be really fun. It's super lightweight as is. It's got the big Vanquish brass knuckles on it and whatnot, but it's just some spare parts I had laying around. And fortunately, I had enough cool spare parts that I got to this point without having to buy anything. So,
That
pretty
sounds
good start
nice.
so far.
It's a good Frankenstein.
Yeah, and this guy is straight axle, which typically I do a lot of portal stuff on like the real aggressive side of things. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see just a little bit lower slung, see how the low center of gravity does out there.
Oh, nice.
But
And
I'm excited on that
now, do you paint at all, or you get other people
one.
to paint like some guy named Josh does?
Not quite. I'm capable of doing some real basic stuff. I certainly wouldn't say I'm good at painting, But
Yeah.
I don't know. I made that truck. Where's my hand? There we go. I made that truck gray up there, so that's a start.
There
No,
you go.
I'm capable of doing very simple stripes and whatnot, but definitely not great at it. I'm a little on the impatient side. I like to just make it all one color really quick. I struggle with doing the light coats for multiple times, so
Same here.
it,
Believe it or
some are
not,
better
same
than
here.
others.
Do you get to a point where the build and then it's like, oh, I got to paint it, and that's like, because I know it's like, I get close, I can't wait to see this thing run, and then like, oh yeah, I still got to paint a body. Yeah, it's like, is that
For me,
kind of
it's the hard bodies for me because you have to sand it and do the prep work, and I have one sitting on the shelf right there where I'm like, I got all excited, got everything put together, it's bolted together, and I'm like, man, I gotta sand this, and so it's been sitting there for like 3 months.
just staring at you?
Yep,
Come
just
on.
unfinished, all the good parts in there.
I would say one. I saw your wheel weights. I think on that H10
Hmm.
wheel weights, and that's what I got in mine.
Very
I did
nice.
swap that out. This thing, they should have. For me, I think the optic should have been called a chameleon because parts kept coming and other parts and prints, and that's what
Yeah.
I think it should be called. I don't know.
So
I love that thing.
I've been a proponent of the RC buggy side of things for a long time, and it seems like the optic really caught on. And I've been happy to see that. Just so many people are getting excited on the RC buggies that it's like, yes, this is what I've been talking about. So it's fun to watch everybody get into it. And then
It's
the
very cool.
options with 3D printing is crazy. Like there's 9 different body options or more for just completely different looking optics. It's super cool.
I've changed the look of that many times. I had the night customs, both. I forget but the buggy style, Terra buggy, and
Hmm.
all that. And then I like the Porigin.
Yeah,
Just,
those are really cool looking.
I like that. It looks really good. Let's say some comments here, real quick. We got RC Fabricator. Hello, Mr. Viewer.
What's going
Always
on, dude?
cake. They're talking about cake. I don't know. All right. Did you bring some cake, people? I can eat. I tell you, Happy New Year, Phoenix, Brian, everybody, Outcast RC, Racing Case 87. All right. Bob RC. We got some people here tonight. Good. Good, good,
Awesome.
good. 20. We'll get it up.
Hey, 20 of the right people is a party, so that's all right with me. So
There we go. Exactly. The right people. The right people. We won't say anything about the others at all. So typical question though, but what got you into RC? I mean,
So RC itself, I could probably pin it down to my uncle was more into RCs. I remember him bringing out like nitro powered T Maxes and stuff back in the day when I was a kid, and
higher.
that was really fun. I made the mistake of trying to pick it up one time under the bottom of it, and it's got that really hot exhaust right there. You only have to
Yep.
do that once to never do it again. But
With anything that's hot, it only takes once.
yep, yep. And so actually the same uncle had got himself a Losi Nightcrawler rock crawler, and I don't know why I remember this so specifically, but it was a Mother's Day weekend. We were visiting over there, just everybody hanging out with the family and grandparents and all that. And then I was just out in the garage driving this RC crawler, and I was fascinated by it right from the beginning. I was stacking up different boxes and stuff in the garage, trying to give it different obstacles to drive up. And from there, I've been hooked on RC crawlers. It was RC crawling for me right from the start.
Right from the start. Now, are you originally from Utah area?
Yep, I grew up in Salt Lake, and then I moved down here about 6 years ago. So yeah, that's where
There's
I've
a,
been all my life.
there's a big difference between Salt Lake and where you're at, I think,
Yeah,
terrain wise.
the weather changes significantly. So most of Utah sits around 4,000 to 5,000 feet of elevation. Where I'm at,
Okay.
it drops down off a plateau, and we're down in the lower elevation where it's warmer. So we're more like Las Vegas weather, just a little
Oh,
bit
okay.
cooler than Vegas, but red rocks and super dry desert, that kind of terrain out here, which is
Uh,
fortunate for what I do. So
the terrain there is beautiful. I'm hoping to visit the southern part this summer. I mean, now that we're past the holidays, I'm already planning my summer.
there you go. Yeah,
If
you should.
it's a long ways away for right now, but we'll get there. Good. Well, that sounds interesting. And what was technically your first RC car?
So my first
Truck.
RC car was a Losi Nightcrawler. I went and bought
Oh,
it
Los
brand new
Nightcrawler.
up in Salt Lake City. I went to West Valley Hobbies, and the guys who ran that were like really early on in the side of RC crawling things, and I remember seeing their like comp crawler sitting there that had like super soft tires and crazy articulation. Because when the crawlers first came out, they were damn near 80 to 90 degrees of articulation was what people were building at the time. And I remember just kind of playing with the suspension and tires. And yeah, so I bought a Losi Nightcrawler from them. And then that was right, I was about 16 at the time. So I just got my first job, and like every week I'd go drop another 50 bucks on it. And then every paycheck I'd go get another 50 bucks and go do that. So I did that for quite a few months and finally got to a point where I was happy with the car.
I think they call that the rabbit hole.
Yeah. And it was super fun because it was just one week I'd get tires, the next week I'd get wheels and then a body and a motor. It was fun.
Oh man. For me, it took me a while to get into it. I mean, I always wanted to, but I have too many hobbies that got in the way. And
I'm at
finally,
that point now where I'm real cautious about trying to start another hobby where my friend will be like, dude, we should try this. And I'm like, man, I really don't need another hobby right now.
yeah,
I'm
my
about as
wife
buried
says
as I can be.
I have too many as it is. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a fun
I'm
time.
right at the limit for sure.
Uh, um, so the question is, so you provide a service, a product. So if you want to tell everybody here, what is it that you provide us RC geeks and nerds and enthusiasts?
All right. So first off, I mean, the free stuff is just videos on YouTube. Anybody can go watch my videos. That's super awesome. That's something I do. But it's turned into a business for me, fortunately. So I actually do YouTube full time, and I realized not too far into it that I was like, a lot of these companies have products but need marketing. I am marketing. What if I had my own products? And so I came up with
Hmm.
just an obscure, weird little niche thing in the corner of the RC crawler side of things, and because I had marketing, people actually bought a couple. And so now I've been fortunate to start a couple different pieces. So at this point, I'd say my main pieces that I've got are VFD flat skid adapters. I've got one sitting right here. So it's a little aluminum piece, and it allows you to mount a VFD transmission from Vanquish just on a flat surface. So you can use this in a custom build, like the truck I showed a minute ago has a flat
Yeah.
skid. You could mount this in there if you wanted to. I'm going for something a little bit smaller on this particular build. Another recent product that I did is the dig lockout for, man, this camera is reversed, and so it really
Just
throws me off.
right straight there.
It's a dig lockout for the Red Cat
Oh,
Vertex
I saw
6.
that.
They're a cool truck because they have a shifting mechanism from the factory to select overdrive. Well, for me personally, I just left it in overdrive all the time, but then I have this shifting mechanism. So I took it apart, started looking at it, and I was like, I think I could make this thing have dig. And it's already got the shifting mechanism and the servo. Everything's already set up in there. So you just replace two gears with this piece of aluminum, and there you go. You have dig. You don't even have to change anything on your controller. So it's a pretty cool little piece, and it's 29 bucks shipped. So I mean, I think that's pretty fair for an $800 RC. You pay 30 bucks and you got the ability to
Yes.
lock your rear tires and have front wheel drive only.
Do you
So just
have
be
experience in engineering, or you're just designing on the fly and you see
yeah,
something
that
and
one
your
I
mind
don't
works that way?
actually. Yes,
No,
I'm pretty
that's
mechanically minded for sure.
that's cool. That's always a good thing to have. I
Yeah,
can
it's really
glue
fun to
things. That's all, and paint.
tinker
That's
around with
all
it.
I can do. What else you got? You
Let's
do.
see what else we got. I mess with tires a lot, so that's
Yes.
been one of my main things. I've got these guys right here. So I'll take a regular 1.9 tire, and I'll take my scissors, and then I cut the tire pretty much right in half. I got chunks of tire sitting over here. I can show you a little better illustration. So I'll cut them like this, and then I will take a donor tire. This one is a donor tire because it's got a chunk taken out of it, and that will leave me with a little piece like this. And then I will take a regular 1.9, cut it in half like this, and then we'll add an extra piece into it to make it a little bit taller, and it gives you a larger wheel as well. And those are called cut and shuts. And
Cutting
so I sit
shuts.
here with scissors and glue and cut tires, brand new tires apart, and glue them back up together. And the advantage is it makes them just a little bit taller. And then the bead on the wheel gets enlarged as well. So you go to a 2.2-inch wheel, which is what this
Shit.
guy has sitting over here. And these are cut and shuts over here. So it gives you just that little bit taller tire where it's not crazy amount where like your center of gravity gets thrown off. It's just enough to add some clearance and some larger tires gain traction over larger ledges and obstacles. So I really think they're a sweet spot on things like the Optic as well as the Capra. I think it just work perfect on platforms about that size.
All about clearance, clearance, clearance. Yes.
Yep, just the right amount of clearance.
How careful are you with it? Because I take it you have to cut that line perfectly at the right angle too, I would think, but straight. How hard is that, or do you?
So what's funny
Or
is it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be consistent. So
mm,
as long as what you cut out matches the piece that you're putting in, you can do all sorts of zigzags and craziness. So that's actually not too hard. And
wow,
I've done almost 1,000 sets at this point, and so I can see because as I use the scissors, I'll have to cut and then open the scissor back up and cut again, and it leaves just this little tiny shoulder through the cut line, and I will see where those will perfectly line up. And I was like, man, that was pretty good on that one. So
you remember your first time you cut a tire,
I do.
and did
So
it
I
go
took
well?
some It it went moderate. It went good enough that I kept going. So I guess that was good enough. I took some axial tires. I had some spare RTR tires, so they didn't mean much to me anyway. And I knew that this was a process that
It's a good way.
existed, and so I just took a cheap tire that I didn't care about, cut it up, put in a piece, and I made the I think I made a whole set before I realized they didn't fit the wheels. They were too big, and so then I had to redo them. And you learn your lesson pretty quick on that one. And so now when I do a prototype tire, I will make one and make sure that it works on the wheel before I keep going. But fortunately, I've got enough reference pieces at this point that I can pretty well size up how big of a chunk to take out of it. But
Well,
some of them
after a
do
while,
vary a little bit. Like the Swampers are just a little bit oversized on the wheel, just barely. But like the Crawlers are a perfect 2.2, and that's why those are probably one of my most popular tires that I've done. Is just they are a dead-on 2.2. They bolt right under your wheel.
a
So
good tire too, as it is. So
yeah,
add that, I
I
can only
definitely love the
imagine.
Proline tires.
I think, like the last video we were talking about earlier, that you had crawlers on that, if I'm not
Yep,
mistaken.
yep,
And then were those also modified to cut and
yes.
shut?
Yep,
Sheesh.
those ones are cut and shuts. Those are 3 years old, so they're just about bald at this point on the shoulders and stuff. So like you can barely tell that it says Proline Crawler on the side of it. So it's pretty fun. I take a point in pride in wearing out tires. And so when I see
Yeah.
other crawlers that have really worn out tires, I know what it takes to get there. And so I'm like, dude, this guy crawls. I can tell he's out there driving. So it's cool to see.
I say it takes a lot of bravery to cut those tires. I mean, especially like, I don't know, they could get,
The first
don't,
set is
they're
intimidating for
pricey.
sure.
Yeah. Ugh,
Yeah, and they're not inexpensive. And so
no.
yeah.
You're like, what did I just do?
Yeah, and so a lot of people, I mean, I guess I think about it probably more than I've ever actually gotten it in feedback of like a set of cut and shuts that I make, I charge $150 for, which sounds really expensive for a pair of tires
That's
on the
not.
surface. But when you break it down to there's $90 in tires in it, plus the
Mhm.
glue and plus the time that I sit there.
And
And so by
skill.
the time you go out and buy 3 sets of tires plus the glue and then sit there for 2 hours and glue your fingers together, it's a pretty good deal once you really look into it. So
Oh man. Well, I will say, folks, also Logan has other merch,
I
by the
did see
way.
your name come across with that. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Good
So,
quality shirt too, by the way.
so yeah, those ones I had made by a buddy who's also an RC crawler nerd, and he's got his whole business, and he's run out of Idaho. And so for
Huh.
this one, I did pre-orders, so we just made the exact amounts we needed and whatnot. And
Yeah.
I'm a tall, skinny guy, and those shirts actually fit me as a tall, skinny guy. And I'm like, dude, I think this might be where I'm going for all my future shirts. So I
Well, it's
really
good.
like the quality of those too. But I'm
I
glad
used
that you like it.
I used to be in a band, and it was all about merch.
Oh yeah,
But the bass player had a rule: it had to be a good quality shirt.
yep, that's a good rule.
And another thing, I would have worn it, but you're not supposed to wear the. If you go see a band, you don't wear their shirt. So I didn't want to break that rule with you. But
I'm glad that you know that because I know that as well. I used to go see quite a few concerts, and my wife doesn't understand that at all. And
oh,
so I'd be going to see a metal band, and I'm not going to wear that metal band shirt. I'm going to wear a different one so that people know, like, oh, I'm legit, but
yeah.
I'm not an idiot. I don't wear the band that I'm going to see. So unless you buy it at that concert, then you can wear it. So
I would say, folks, going on a little tangent here, always wear somebody else's. band's shirt because if you do a meet and greet, like I met one of my favorite bands, the Toadies from Texas, and I wore a band called Failure. And they was like, "Oh, I know those guys. I love that band." And we started a conversation by wearing someone else's
Yeah, for
T-shirt.
sure. I'm
Just a little.
100% on that team. Yep.
We're team opposite shirt. Good, good there. Let's see if we have any questions here. Let's see. I just pulled up my model car Jedi. All right, the force is strong with this one. I just built my first optic and used the portage and body. Yep.
Yep.
I just love it. It looks cool.
Mhm.
Dana is asking, I bet he doesn't have a spreadsheet like someone else we know. I don't know. I don't do spreadsheets. You do spreadsheets?
I
Or is
don't.
just I
The only
write that.
spreadsheet I have that's YouTube related is for my shooting side of things. There's another channel I have, West Desert Shooter, and I have a spreadsheet now for all of my reloading
Maybe that's what
content
I
stuff.
need. Maybe that's what I need to do. I have a lot of notebooks and I have to remind
I wish
myself
I
which
kept
one is it?
better track because like I'll have trucks and I look at it and I'm like, does this have an overdrive ring and pinion in it? And I have no idea. And I'm like, man, I built 47 of these. I don't remember. And so I should keep track of them.
I put some stuff on Marketplace. I'm like, what electronics do I have in this? And all that. Do I have machine gears? I don't remember. That's a good idea to just keep track of that stuff. Let's see. Those Vertex 6 are well capable. I've been running with one with the RES guys, testing their new chassis.
Very
Power
nice.
couple. Oh, come on, Hobby Room. Those Baja TA CNS you made work really well at my local spot. There you go. And then
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
and the anniversary shirt looks good. Hey, anything that resembles Pabst Blue Ribbon, I'm okay with. I'm on
Yeah,
it.
appreciate it.
uh,
What's funny is you were talking about the shirt thing. I just realized I was going to use my own koozie that came with those shirts, and I was like,
oh,
I don't want to use my own logo on that. I'm going to use my buddy's logo. So this is Bonebox RC. It says "Kill All Hard Lines" on it. So shout out to Bonebox.
there you
But I've
go.
definitely got like 60 of my own sitting right there. I chose
I,
not to use
oh
those.
God, I got a drawer full of koozies from swag at events and
There
everything,
you go.
and I don't even use them. Sometimes I do, but not right now. Let's see. So any other products and services you want to?
I
Yes, I
mean, outside of that, cut and
pretty much
shuts,
everything.
micro winch mounts for Capras. I don't know. I do have a new product in the works. I can't quite say what it is yet. I'm not that close to getting it there. I will say this will be a product that almost anybody with an RC can use.
Ooh,
So
all right.
I'm very excited to do this.
So keep an eye out for that, folks. I am. That's for sure.
Maybe a couple
So I
months.
product development. There you go. You're
It
supposed to
always
say
takes longer than you think.
just say 2 weeks, and everybody will know.
Probably another 2 weeks.
There you go. So on the comp side, now another service I would say is your YouTube because, like I said, comp is from personal experience very stressful.
It can be.
Uh, and I remember I went. I did one at a local one, but then I decided to go to Colorado for the nationals or regional nationals there with Josh and Matt, and I built something, and it was a winch, which I just threw it in there, and I was very passive, like, oh, can't be that hard. Lesson learned, and I got grumpy. I was mad. I was not myself, and I still apologize to my friends for just the mood I got into.
Yep,
Um,
I've been there. I know what you mean.
so how long did it take you to get done? Just because, like I said, your sound is very your voice is soothing. It's like, hey, we're gonna go up this little thing and we're gonna see if this and that. And it's like where I'm like,
Yeah. So as far as performance stuff, RC like that, if I just going out and crawling in my free time, super relaxing. I
oh
like
yeah.
doing that in my free time and whatnot. So as far as that goes, I've kind of explained it like this, like it's a mental puzzle for me. Like I can see that the car would likely be able to do it, and
Mhm.
maybe it won't be able to, but it's really fun to me to challenge myself and see if it can do it. Like that's the puzzle of like, how do I make it do it? So that's a lot of the fun. If I'm actually in a competition where we're getting scored on points and time and all this, that's a bit different. That takes a lot of like really buckling down and keeping mental focus super straight. It's really hard for me once I make one mistake to not just like
Oh yeah.
give up and be like, oh well, the whole run's ruined, which it's not. It's never is off of one mistake. The truth is, if you go out to an RC comp, you're there to hit cones. That's why you're there, is to separate each other by doing that. So if you're not hitting cones, then why are you there? So
It's all
that's the
about the
truth of it.
cones.
Yep.
I
Yep.
and like I said, if anybody's really interested in picking, I would even say even picking up your game of comp, and I like your videos because it seems like you said, picking the puzzle. What's this wheel doing? What we want this wheel to do that, and kind of read it, which I still need to learn.
Hey,
I
I'm
think we,
I'm still learning how to do it better too. So I'm
well, I think
definitely not the best.
I just like the way you approach it though. Way better than
I
I did in Colorado.
What's really funny about that is a ton of people say like, "Oh, thanks for teaching me." And what's funny is I'm literally just saying what I'm thinking for the sake of the video, and it's not like I'm out there, "Okay, today I'm going to teach them how to drive up this ledge." It's not that at all. I just drive up to it and I'm like, "All right, what's going on in my brain?" I'm like, it looks like I could get the front left tire up top, and as I turn into that, it'll pull it up or whatever." But yeah, I'm not trying to teach anybody while doing it, but a lot of people come away with learning
Oh yeah,
something. So that's cool. That's a good bonus.
that's a good accidentally happen type of thing, especially on
Yeah,
YouTube.
exactly.
Especially on
Yeah.
YouTube. I think for me, it's just like, come on, wheel, grab, grab, come on, grab. It's like you feel
Oh yeah.
like it should, but it just won't, and you're just looking at it. Come on, well, you're too good to grab that rock. Come on. I
Yeah.
get Happy Gilmore on it. So, um, so with that, do you use a spotter? Do you have someone spot for you during comps?
Definitely. So a huge
Okay.
part for me is I'll kind of get tunnel vision. I like someone to help guide me through the course. That helps a lot of like, okay, you're sitting battling on this and you finally make it through. You're like, now where do I go? Like I've been thinking about this so strongly for the last 30 seconds. I forgot the rest of the course existed. And so all of a sudden I'm like, okay, where am I going? And so my
Ooh.
buddies will come over here, I'm going up here, swing around this rock, but because we'll pre-walk the course as well, come up with some kind of plan of like, don't go straight to the next gate because there's a 6 foot ledge, so you got to drive around it or whatever you got to do.
And it's okay to go around. Take the
Yes. The
long ways.
big piece of advice in competition is don't make it any harder than it's necessary. So like if there's an obstacle between gate 1 and 2, just drive around that obstacle. If it's not a gate, you don't need to drive it. So
Yeah, why make another gate for yourself, I guess you would
yeah,
say.
I've seen a lot of people trip themselves up on obstacles that they do not need to be driving on.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. And obviously you spot too, though.
So I help some of the other fellow RC guys as well as full size competition rock crawling. I've done that too, which is super fun. It's essentially
Oh yeah.
taking a real rock crawler and turning it into an RC through headsets. I tell the guy what to do, and sometimes it does what I tell it, and sometimes it doesn't. It depends who's driving.
Oh, jeez. I was always wondering, and I kind of hit Josh on it once. Somebody, maybe a video on how to spot for someone. I mean, we make fun of Josh for yelling,
Mhm.
commanding people.
Yeah.
And then I would say, um, and he spotted for me once, and I actually appreciated it. Maybe I
Oh,
just
it
reacted.
can be really helpful, especially when you're still working on trying to figure some of the things out, especially in the competition side of things where maybe you're not so considerate of time. Josh is really good to be like, hey, we've got a minute and a half left. You got
Yeah,
6 gates to go. Let's get moving. Like
yeah.
that's really helpful where a lot of people will just get tunnel vision, just focus on this. And all of a sudden they ran out of time and they didn't even realize they were low.
Well, I did
And
that
so,
once.
oh, we've all done it. Don't worry. Plenty of
I
anybody in a comp has done it.
Me
So
and my friend was filming, and my friend was spotting for me, and I'm driving, and I had trouble at first. I didn't realize how much trouble at first because all of a sudden I got going, and now I was hitting the gates. I'm like, "This is great! It's great! It's great!" And then I get into the last one, I look, and the judge is way back there. I go, Wait a minute! Wait! Oh, you ran out of time! Didn't you hear me?" I'm like, "Oh, my bad."
yep.
I felt like an idiot, but I'm killing it here.
Yeah.
but I didn't
That's
kill it over there, and that's the thing I learned from that. Um, and I would have to say, another thing about besides the rain there in Colorado. For this is you can tell I have post traumatic syndrome from comping. It was also raining,
that never makes it easy.
and then we had to drive to the spot, and I'm in a rental minivan scraping things and all that. But then on my one run for class one, John Schultz was there, and
Mhm.
I was hoping Josh would help me, but he kind of I couldn't get him to I didn't get a chance to ask him. So
He was
I had
taking a
two
nap under a tree. Yeah.
maybe in the rain. I don't know about that. I bet he could. But on my class one, I had this guy Fish. Hey, you need a spotter? Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But then also John Schultz was there. Hey, you need a spotter? Or like, because I was the Fish walked away real quick. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Well, now I have two spotters.
This is a problem.
Yeah, and it's not their fault. It's all mine. I take the whole blame. But it's like, and and again, the frustration. I mean, and tunnel vision you just said, and everything. But I want to enjoy it. I'm gonna give it another shot. Forget winches. I hate winches.
I agree.
uh,
Winching. I'm not there to winch. I want to drive. So
yeah, yeah. So, man. So you kind of thank you for that. Let's check. Let's check with it. Let's check with the people here. 20 plus years of driving RC crawlers, and I've never driven through a set of gates. Good for you, RC fabricator.
I mean, if even if you just go out by yourself and put a couple of gates down, it can completely transform a simple piece of terrain into a very challenging course. It can make it a lot of fun. I recommend trying it.
You find the hard lines though. I would be like, that's too hard. this, this looks nice.
Well,
Oh,
gates for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't have the terrain I do, where I can go find a really challenging climb. If people don't have a really challenging climb, if you put a gate in the middle of where you need to drive and you have to navigate around it, all of a sudden that's very challenging. So it can transform a very simple obstacle. It can be a lot of fun.
and then add rain and water and
Yep.
all that.
Yep.
Unexpected. Have you ever been had a comp and unexpected the train changed or something like that?
Yeah, so where we're at, a lot of it is sandstone, and some of it depending on the type of rock. So the rocks change a lot just on your area. Some of them are more brittle and soft and will turn back into sand easier than other spots. So I've actually set courses in areas where they broke down through the day after having 50 people drive on them, and all of a sudden something is no longer drivable. And that makes a lot of people mad real quick. And they're like, well, why did you set up a course here? And I'm like, I didn't anticipate it falling apart. I thought it was a rock. So that's
Or
that's
it's
happened to me before. Or ruts at the bottom of a climb where that half of an inch of a little rut that's been dug, you can no longer
yeah,
climb it and stuff. That's
yeah.
that's happened to me before.
So it's better to go first.
That's always the real question because sometimes things can happen to your advantage and sometimes ruts will come up and now it's harder. So there's real pros and cons to both.
Jeez Louise. All right. My computer just did something, just checking it. I don't know what it did. Everything looks good. All right. My better crawling has let's see, Toby Thurgood, 2341. My crawling has gotten much better since watching Logan's videos. The narration is the best. Definitely learned a lot about watching the car, the
Cool.
physics.
I
I would
appreciate
say,
it.
yeah.
And I
Uh,
recognize Toby's name. I see him in the comments. Thanks for watching, dude.
and then we got greetings from Long Tall Texan, one of my avid, I don't know, fans. He follows, but I also follow him. He's a great builder. Greetings, kids. I hope all is well. I'm trying to do everyone a favor and cleaning off of my bench. You seem pretty organized there. Do you clean daily, monthly, weekly,
Do not be
season,
fooled. Outside of this
seasonally?
camera, it's a mess. So no, I cleaned up today because I knew there'd be a live stream and I wanted to look presentable. But it was pretty rough last week, and I
It's
went
all
through and cleaned
smoke and
off
mirrors.
most countertops. Yeah, pretty much if it's a flat surface, I'll set something on it. So, and I've got a lot of flat surfaces in this room. So no,
Yeah, I
it's not super clean. I have been working on like simple things of organization, like this tool rack right here. It's just a little magnet strip I got from Lowe's, but like it keeps all my tools up out of the way, and I know where they go at the end of the day. So little things like that help a lot.
So you find yourself, you use it, and then you're like, I want to put it down. No, I better put it up here.
I will leave it on the desktop while I'm working on the project, but I've gotten in a pretty good habit at this point of okay, now it goes back on the magnet rack before I leave the room or whatever.
Before you leave the room. I have to say, have you tried Josh's 10 o'clock alarm clock on your phone?
I haven't done that yet. No.
It's a life changer because
Okay.
if I'm tinkering away and it's like, and then I just leave the mess, that alarm is saying, wrap it up, clean up after yourself.
Okay,
Does
that's
it
a good
work
way to
all
move.
the time? Not all the time, but
I might have to put it at 12 o'clock because I'm a night owl, so I'm usually up till about 1:30. So maybe at 12 o'clock would be a good.
there
Let's
you
clean
go.
this up at this point.
Just to wrap up, clean up,
Yeah, that's a
it's
good
a
idea.
life changer. I shouldn't use I even tell my students that. So
That's funny.
who knew who knew Josh was very helpful.
His legacy will go down as the 10 o'clock alarm guy.
Yes, he will. Oh, he needs a t-shirt now that says that. Or maybe Matt makes a bumper sticker.
Just it's 10 o'clock. Just put that on a
It's
bumper sticker.
10 o'clock. We are C Rock has me comp curious. So you have you built that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you built a buggy like that for We Are C Rock and all that.
I have not personally competed in a WRC Rock. I have buggies that are close to being uh, capable of that. I don't scale them out correctly and I don't hide my electronics as they require. So I actually haven't done a WRC Rock competition. That's
Uh,
it's something I should probably change. I mean it's right in my lane of RC buggies and all that fun stuff. So I should probably just do it.
and for me, I probably would hit up RC Fabricator to make me a cage. But the thing is, that's the idea. You should build your own.
I've never built my own cage either. I've got one from
No,
UC Fab that is about as good as they get, and that's probably the
yeah.
car I would use for
Oh,
the competition stuff.
there you go. I know I did. Somebody asked me, I was again selling on Marketplace and say, you take trades. I'm like, what do you got? And it's a do it yourself cage work. And I'm like, no. Yeah, you own it. Literally, you're gonna keep it too. So I'm not gonna do that. I only clean up when the camera has to go on. Exactly.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then David says, "Good evening, gents. I just ordered Logan's Dig for my
Awesome,
Vertex 6. Stoked. Good. Way to go. Way to go, people."
much
So
appreciated.
yes, and then folks, what I'm going to do after I couldn't quite do it beforehand, I'm going to go back to my YouTube studio. I'm going to add a link to Logan's Instagram and YouTube, and direct people to that if you're watching this video later and all that kind of stuff. But you know, show them some support. That's the thing is, and the more we support, the more keeps our hobby enthusiasts, hopefully events. Come on,
Show your
Polar by the
friends.
Fire.
That's
Show your
that's how everything
friends,
grows. Show your friends.
and they
Yep,
tell two friends, and so on and so on.
exactly.
All that fun stuff. But I'll put that in later too, as well as that. So with
Cool.
that,
Thank you.
the future of West Desert Wheeler, where do you want this to go with? I mean, I remember when I was starting out and I thought I'd do the Instagram and I did a YouTube. And for me, it was one fun.
Hmm.
I don't know about but I was thinking, well, what do I provide? And at that time, nothing. you know? And then lo and behold, guy named Josh said, "Hey, can you paint this for me?" And then that's my rabbit hole. And now I'm kind of tired of painting. I mean, I'll still paint, but I want to get into the fabricating. I want to do. I have the stuff, almost the stuff for the Jimmy's build, and
Cool.
start building again, or even scratch build styrene. But what do I provide as a service? I don't know yet. I'm rediscovering that. But for you, you have a goal, you have ideas. So what, besides the one you can't talk about, but where do you hope to see WDW in like 2 5 years? This is
That's
this
it.
is a
That's
question. This is a question I ask my students. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, young man? So
see what's hilarious about that is I think back of where I was 5 years ago, and I'm like, could I have imagined myself here? And truthfully,
yeah,
like I've made it a lot farther than I ever thought I was going to. So that's hard to do. But as far as where the future of West Desert Wheeler goes, I want to continue making content. It's got to be similar, but I just made a video where I kind of call out and I'm like, what do you guys kind of want to see? I'm gonna still stick
Mhm.
to like the classics and what I do, but I also need to do something as something new as well. So the YouTube's gonna keep doing that to promote my company and brand. I definitely want to create more products. At this point, I've realized I need to have more products that more people can use. Like the ones that I have are pretty niche and like weird one-off things because they're completely original. So they're just little holes in the market. And I need to start doing things that maybe are more competitive in the market rather than just unique in the market. So that's kind of what my goal is. And like I say, I want to have a product that just about anybody with an RC car can use. And the more of those ideas that you have, the better off you will be as far as business related as goes. So
What do you feel about the growing aspect of smaller scale and making stuff for that, items for that? Or is that just not on your radar?
pretty much I am not in that scene of things. And so I know that there's a lot to be done there. Like there's a huge market for sure. It's just not what I do. I'm really spoiled with terrain, so I get to use the larger stuff. I understand that most people don't have terrain like this, so they're driving the small stuff in their garage or on a small pile of rocks in their backyard or whatever. I can appreciate the guys who don't have the terrain. I get that. But just for me, it doesn't click for me. It's something about just the bigger truck is more fun to me. And then even
Same
the six
here.
scale stuff is also fun. It gets my attention, but my main focus is just the 10 scale performance stuff. That's really where I like to be.
Your bread and butter
Yep.
with
And
Fields
I'll
Company.
stray a little bit. Like I've got the leaf spring truck right up here. That thing's super fun, but I still drive it in performance oriented ways. And like it does more stuff than I think it should, which is really fun to look at something and be like, there's no way. And then it goes up and you're like, holy crap, it did that. So that's this one's really fun because it
We
surprises
made
me the
it.
most. Yeah. And it's a big 11-pound truck that just it shouldn't do the things that it does. I really enjoy driving that.
And I gotta think that's even more satisfying, or maybe a different sense of satisfaction when a leaf spring does something like that.
Yeah, so this one's the Twisted Fabco leaf spring kit on the
Yeah.
VS410, and yeah, those are really cool kits. Those aren't cheap as well. It gets back to the cut and shut thing of like it's one dude in his garage fabricating this stuff. I will
Yeah.
say for his kit, everything in it is metal and it's welded and fabricated, everything bolted right in. There was no modifications necessary. There are additional screws that he recommends putting in. I didn't do it, and I've had no issues so far. So I'm
Nice.
not doing what he prescribes for his kits, but I'm just torture testing him a little extra, I guess, and it's been excellent for me. So
It's a capable
I
truck, that's for sure.
I recommend them for sure. They're awesome.
And it looks fabulous.
So that the paintwork I think is really what sets it off. So that was my buddy Cam at Desert RC,
Yeah.
and he painted that patina paint job on the hard body.
Yes.
It took him a long time. I had to pay quite a bit of money for it, plus a set of cut and shuts. And even at the end, he's like, "I don't want to do that again." And I was like, "I
Really?
understand. There's a lot of layers of paint on that." And
Yeah.
he was he was also trying to make it look like the real truck, which is an added layer of
That's
complexity of like, don't screw it
and,
up kind of
and
thing. So
stress. Yep. I know that
yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
Oh man, that
I
looks good.
appreciate
I
it
like
when
it.
they do.
I say painting on the outside is a lot easier than painting Lexan on the inside. That's all I know.
And I've
I,
got way more experience painting Lexan than I do hard bodies, so I don't know, I
yeah,
guess.
I got a sand scorcher I got to get to. It's been staring at me for 2 years and it's probably 3 years. And the guy Gunner's being patient. He's like, "Oh, I forgot I had that." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I do think I would like a body painted from you just for the novelty of saying, "Hey, I got one from Moosejaw." I think that'd be cool.
Well,
So
if you ever need something, let me know, or like whatever. Probably just tell me what you want. And I'll get it and then ship it to you. Besides back and forth type of stuff.
I do like that
Um,
you'll do the oddball stuff like the Crocs paint job for Josh. Like if I were to have
he
contacted you for the
wasn't a
Ding Dong
fan.
paint job,
He wasn't a fan
yeah,
of that one.
yeah. But
Dude,
if I were to
I thought it was
approach you
perfect.
for the paint job I did of the Ding Dong livery, I think you would have been on board, is what I'm saying. I think you would have
Yeah.
laughed and gone
Oh
for it.
yeah. Well, you had that, and then that was the Proline by Fire before, and I thought that was great. The Ding Dong
Yeah, that
one.
Yeah, and I brought it over to him and wrapped up in a jacket, and I was like, "Hey, this was inspired by the live stream. I need to show you guys something." And when somebody's
Yeah.
holding something covered up in their hands and they're saying this in front of a group of people, you're like, "This could go south real quick." But
Definitely.
fortunately, I'm not one of those guys, so I thought they got a good kick out of it.
And then I did one for Gunner at the same time,
Okay,
and it was the banana to mouth, mouth to banana type thing.
I don't know that I saw that truck, but I know exactly what you're
Uh,
talking about.
I'll share it with you, Gunner. It was comedic gold, I think. So, and
Sounds like it.
let's see those little. Let's see. What's it? You said, Joe, you will paint at 9:41 p.m. I will remind you. Good. You're gonna remind me. Um, let's see. Joe's Suga build complete. It's kind of complete. I still want to do the interior. I got the cage printed, dashboard, not the floor, bed, floor in there. I'm gonna go geeky, scale it out.
Those are
And yes,
cool.
I will run it.
My buddy Wyatt has Matt's old 3D printed Suga, so I've seen one in person. They're really cool.
Oh yeah,
It's such an odd choice. I love
but it's actually a great choice. I mean,
it.
with
It works well.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the pinch
perfect.
nose. It's
Yeah,
cool.
make more of them. Maybe not carbon fiber. That was
Big Volvo guy now.
it's funny looking up the actual vehicle. Like, wow, they had a fold down table and this, and I'm like, do I
Oh, I
do
haven't looked
that?
into him yet. I should look into
You
that.
should see the rear cab area, the rear seating area. It's pretty interesting. And then like,
Okay,
I guess there's a escape hatch on top. I don't know. All that kind of
that's
stuff.
interesting. That's funny.
RC perform. Finally, you're back. I'm good to see this again. Me too. And again, thank you to everybody. Everybody's was I don't want to say bugging me, encouraging me to bring back the Moosejaw RC Hour. And again, thanks to Logan being the first guest on this new format. Um, I thought of this format. Matt and Josh always had me on to ask them questions, so I thought, well, why don't I ask other people questions? Just took 2 years to figure that out, but I'm not the quickest one there. Tool Time says leaf spring truck next to a Reefs XP10 on the shelf are complete opposite, but still
Yep.
offer a fun driving experience. Absolutely, absolutely.
That kind
Um,
of highlights one of the things I feel strongly about in owning multiple RCs is I want different experiences from each RC that I own. If I get too many of the same, I don't end up using them or whatever, and
yeah,
I will pretty quickly be like, all right, something's got to go. I don't need these excess ones. So everything in my room pretty well offers a different experience.
that's the way. Again, back in my rock and roll days. Well, how come you have 17 guitars? Each has a different tone.
There you go. There you go.
Well, and performance with the trucks. So I agree. I like that. I mean, I know there's some people that have their garages are full of RCs from top to bottom. I'm like, I couldn't do that. I mean, I would feel guilty if one's sitting there doing that and collecting dust.
Yeah, if mine sits for too long, I get this strong itch to start selling them. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much how it goes. If I don't reach for it to take it out across multiple trips, and I'm like, maybe I don't need this anymore. And that's one thing I do that I don't know how many other channels do or not is I sell pretty regularly to fund the next project. And so I keep it
Okay.
rolling and it also keeps content fresh. It's not super stale where I'm driving the same thing for 6 years straight. So,
Yeah, I gotta do that too.
and I think I keep around 10 to 13 is about the number for me.
That's a good
That's
number.
the amount of shelving that I have. And then also with the YouTube channel, I think that's a fair number. If I didn't do YouTube and stuff, it'd probably be closer to 6 or 7. That might be about all I'd need.
Yeah. I know we're talking some foreign language. What do you mean limited number of RCs? What are you talking about? I want them all.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping. What do you think we'll see this year? Not that. What do you think? New product wise, just prediction. What do you think we'll see besides the small stuff? We know we're going to see small stuff galore, but
Yeah.
10 scale.
10 scale, the the optic was pretty hot. Hopefully we see something to follow that up. That'd be awesome. I'd be curious if we see more boutique stuff like the Reefs truck. here with it. It
Mm.
comes as a slider. I thought that was an awesome thing to do. Pre-assembled, no electronics. I think almost all crawlers should just be that. I think that would be awesome. I don't know. We've seen huge improvements just in the factory releases of scale trucks. I think we're going to see some cool scale offerings that come out as well, and then hopefully more steering angle because that's we can always use more steering angle.
We want drift car steering angle.
Pretty much that I can beat on though. It needs to be strong. So
If there was one particular RC body that hasn't been made yet, what would you want?
ooh, that's a great question. I don't know if I have an awesome answer there because with what I do, I kind of like the higher clearance stuff. I would love to just flat out see more hard body options. Like I'd love to see Axial make a hard body because like being limited for the most part to RC four-wheel drive, if you want a complete truck, the body's really all I see is being worth buying the truck for, and
Right.
the truck underneath is just not up to par at this point. It's old. And so I'd love to see if Vanquish came out with a hard body. I'd be all about it. I'd love to see it. So it'd be interesting to see if because Vanquish hasn't done licensed bodies. I'd be curious if you do an unlicensed hard body, how successful that would be, since it's not a real truck. Could be very interesting.
Man, you're motivating me because I do have ideas to approach them with an
Okay.
idea of a hard body. And like I said, it might be boutique,
Yeah.
or something. So, all right, I'm
They
gonna,
kind of established that you could do that early on. I mean, with their
yeah.
Origin, the
Oh,
original
yeah.
Origin, and current Origin. I mean, just really
Yeah.
high-end trucks. There is a small market for it that apparently they have the number on how many people will spend it right now. So
Mm.
they know right now
Oh, they
what
know.
they can do.
They know. Especially,
So,
gosh, I mean, I don't think they're done with the Origin, the the big, the pricey one.
yeah.
I think I might, I might.
Dude, I'm the same way. I get so close every time, and it's just such a big amount of money that you can get like something significant other places in life. I'm
And
like, man,
cheap
do I want one of
parts.
those, or do I want to modify my car,
Yeah.
or a refrigerator, or whatever? You know, that just it's hard to justify. But I know that I really do want one, especially now that one my buddy here locally, Connor, picked one up, and
Mm,
beautiful truck, man. It's crazy. And he drives his. It's already scratched up,
yeah.
scratches in the carbon. And I'm like, absolutely, that's what you got to do. You got to buy it. You got to drive it. So
As and now and I think they're doing their typical thing where they add different colors towards the end of
that
their production.
for the people who bought them and then to see like the polished purple panels available, like that's gotta hurt so bad to be like, I already bought one. Like, yeah, that's
Yes. I've been
at this
bugging
point
them
I'm glad
for
I
a certain
haven't bought one
color.
because I'm like
Yeah.
maybe they'll drop just the
Maybe
perfect color
just
that I can't
maybe.
resist. So
Yeah. Well, I
that'll be
think
interesting.
they dropped some wheels in the color I like. So that wine red, I call it
Oh,
oxblood red. You know,
yeah,
if they do that, oh
that'd be
no,
pretty sweet.
I'll pull my Vanquish card. Hey guys, I'll
There
pull a
you go.
mat.
Yeah.
Let's see. A Styrian version of the Origin half cab would be cool. I've got the new Origin and Reefs with the same number count. God, how did you pick some lotto
That's cool.
numbers there, RC
That's
Performance? Pick some
I
lotto numbers.
I know Reefs would let you pick the number if it was available, you could get it. I
Oh.
never knew that, so I just got a random one. Mine's one of the last ones. So I have
Mm.
one of the newer trucks if you want to look at it like that. Even though
Volvo
they
do
all
it.
made it at the same time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Then that thing that the Reefs, I forget the name of it. X, what do they call it? X90.
XP10 Founders Edition.
Okay,
XP10.
that's a chef's kiss. It's a beautiful machine,
Yeah, I got the little
and
box here
it's
with my number on it.
there. You see, that's great marketing.
And what's funny is like when I first heard that was coming out, I was like, ah, it's kind of gimmicky, kind of cool. And I got it and I was like, oh, it's got my name on it. It
It's
got me.
so
I was like, oh, this
yeah,
is cool.
they
So
know me.
yeah.
Let's see. Oh man, ding dong. My addiction is over 30, probably. 30, well, that's still respectable.
That's
I,
attainable within a room. You could have a shelf of 30 in a room.
I remember Axial asked on their Facebook, how many Axial products you have, and somebody said 97. And I'm like, how do you have 97
I'm like, how
Axials?
many cars did Axial make? About 35, I think.
Yeah, and every body style on it and everything. I know that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
I know
Um,
somebody in Utah that has over 200 RCs, and I'm just like, dude, like that's a garage full. Like that's
yeah,
so many RCs, man.
that's divorce papers. If my wife walked out to the garage and saw that.
The problem is him, his wife, and his daughters, they all enjoy RCs, so they all
Oh,
have
see
theirs.
that,
So
that
that's
that's
that's how you get 200. All of them have 40 of them. Is how it works.
my wife has three of them, three or four of them.
That's awesome.
She's happy. She don't need any more.
Fortunately, at this point, my son is just welcome to drive whatever I have.
Yeah,
So he doesn't necessarily have his own,
and
although the optic is pretty much his. I pretty well keep it around for him, and that's his first choice anyway. So
that's a tough one. That's a good one for kids. When I worked at the RC store, it's like a customer come in. I want to buy a crawler for my son, and we always did the TX4 because
TRX4, it's still one of the best options.
it can handle abuse.
I would say at
Wait.
this point you could do a straight axle VS 410 for a kid. I think that thing would hold
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
great trucks.
But that TX4 Sport, perfect, out the door.
I've got nephews that are exactly that, young kids that my brother went in and was like, I need a RC for my boy. And I'm like, dude, get a TRX4 Sport. It will
There you go.
never die. You'll
Yeah,
buy a $4 motor occasionally, it won't die.
yeah, yeah. The motor is nothing. Oh man. So let's see. Let's see. I have 5 Yetis. Yes, Phoenix. We know. How many is too many Yetis?
The Yeti was just before my time. It's not one that I ever got into. So I just missed that window.
That when I got in 2017, January at this time,
Okay.
and they had a bomber out, so I bought a bomber. And then
The Bomber
it,
Bomber was my second RC that I got once I was kind of back into it.
I after that I was like, okay, I bought a used SEX10 deadbolt, and I was for whatever reason I was a lot happier with that because then I got into scale and all that kind of stuff. Well, folks, I don't want to take Logan's too much time, but I want to thank you for your time. And I hope everybody here follow. If you probably know the guy, all right. But this is Logan, Logan World Logan, and check out West Desert Wheeler. I will put that in the YouTube here description afterwards after process and all that. Just wouldn't let me do it beforehand. Instagram, YouTube. Are you on Threads? Are you on anything else? Just keeping it
Uh,
simple.
just just those two. Yeah. Instagram, YouTube's where I'm
I like
on Instagram a lot, so that's definitely the quickest place to reach me. But
I like
YouTube, I try and
Instagram.
upload at least once a week, so I try and keep things flowing.
Nice. Thanks again for joining, and I hope to
Well,
see
thank
you
you
on the
for
trail
having me on.
soon.
I greatly appreciate it. So thanks,
I,
Joe.
I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, for sure, man.
As
Let me
soon
know
as
if
we
you come
get,
through Utah this summer.
I'll plan my summer, and then let's see if Proline by the Fire gets announced. We hope,
I
right?
really hope so.
Are you nervous about that?
I am because I know people close to the people at Proline, and I've heard it's very could go either way. And I'm like, man, I really hope it happens. It's my favorite event of the year.
It's the best event. I mean, come on, you gotta keep it.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Either way, then, folks. Thank you for your time, Logan. Everybody, say goodbye to Logan. Logan, you're free to go if you want to. I said that. But thanks
Thank you
again.
so
We'll
much
see
for
you on
having me. And yep, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
the flip side. All right, where's my little thing? Here we go. All right, so all right, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Um, and let me know in the comments about what you think about this new format of Moosejaw RC Hour. The Moosejaw Hour, we should say. We're gonna add more guests. I need to find another guest. It might be Phoenix again. I don't know. I have a list of people. And if you are, maybe RC fabricator, maybe we'll get you on here because you do provide a service of those cages and all that kind of stuff. Maybe 3D printing, whatever. Let me know through my Instagram, Moosejaw RC Body Shop, and the last guy, go on there, Phoenix. Um, and we'll get some other people. Other people I'm looking but haven't heard back from. But with the smaller scale stuff, there is um, little guys RC parts. He's is is he becoming the Vanquish of small scale? I'm kind of curious about that, so I'm trying to get a hold of him, and I have some other people in mind. But we'll see what we could do. All right, I enjoy this. Logan, again, what a great guy. And if you ever see Logan, he's exactly like he is here on the YouTube. He's easy going, rubber side down, keep the rubber side down, and all that kind of stuff. So, hello, Chris from Salinas Valley Crawlers. Can Phoenix juggle? Inquiring minds want to know. RC Underdog could be a guest too. I'll write that down. Thank you. Yeah, anybody, let me know in the comments who you want to get on here and talk about. All right, RC Underground, Underdog. All right, I got that. Other than that, folks, we did a full hour. That was better than me rambling on. Cape crawlers, good. He's a good builder. Cape crawler sounds East Coast though. What time is it there? um, Other than that, let's see. We have a family of Yeti Juniors we mess around with. I'm kind of backtracking here. Maybe let's see. Whoops, where's the maybe? I scrolled up and I lost it. Great videos, so informative, inspiring, great show. Thank you, Tool Time. I think it was a good show. I should really look at these comments later. I have where's that maybe comment? Did I really scroll down that far? I think I did. I got the old man look going on right now. Maybe. Pardon me. See, this is how I'm ruining the show. I've got a shipping container full of RC stuff. Maybe Matt at SBG will be envious. Thinking of a studio container with diesel heater for Canadian winters. That might work. Other than that, folks, we'll see you next week, Monday. See if I can't wrangle somebody up. And again, get some West Desert Wheeler swag, merch. That looks so cool. And it's a great quality shirt. It's not cardboardy. It's nice and soft for the trail. GMRC. Ooh, man. They're kind of big guys. I don't know if they would like little Moosejaw Hour here, but we'll see. All right, we got some people. RCA every day. That one too. Yeah, I've been watching some of his stuff lately myself. I don't know. What about Schultz? I bet Schultz would do it. It'd be. I'm kind of Schultz is a good guy. We'll see about that. Talk about HRP distributing. Maybe his take on Horizon. I don't know if he would be so divulgent. I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, folks, thank you for joining the Moosejaw RC Hour. We'll see you next week. Let me know also in the comments later on. How are Mondays? Mondays at 6 o'clock. Good. I hope you like it. And other than that, we got to get a video. I'm gonna try to get a video done on a tire review of the Vanquish Toyo Open Countries. Oh gosh, where are they? We got one on the optic here, the 2.2s, and then we got the 1.9s on my cheap CJ7. So I gotta finish that video, put it up on the YouTube and so forth, and move on and be productive here on the wonderful YouTube. Again, folks, thank you for everything. Bring on, yeah, Patero. I would like to add him. I also want to find the RPP new owner for RPP Hobby. Get a little bit more of his down low. I have some questions for those folks. But other than that, folks, I'm rambling on. I gotta get out of here. We're gonna get demonetized because my music for the outro is whatever. But the thing is, I'm not getting any money for this. I'm just having fun with you folks. Enjoy your tiny trucks. Till next time, cheeseburger and fries. And goodbye. Red Cat. All that. We'll get all those folks. Have a good evening.